All right, it's 9 o'clock and we are going to get started. For the people who just called in, please make sure you mute your call. Mute your phone. All right, so we don't hear the background noise or get feedback. For starters, thank you for calling. I'm Courtney L. Teague, and you can go and follow me on Facebook. My Facebook name is Courtney Dr. to BT, and once you follow me, I'll add you to our group. It's called the Refresh. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Courtney Love. And also, please excuse me if I sound a little scratchy. I have a sinus infection, but I did not want to cancel this call because I know it's important for me to share this information with you all. So once again, everyone that just called in, please place your phone on mute, and we will begin. This is the first call. It's called the 30-minute refresh, and the topic for tonight is it's time to hit Control, Alt, Delete. And for people that know me, you know, and if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I'm always posting quotes. So I would like to start my call off with a quote. And the quote is, you can't change who you are, but you can change what you have in your head. You can refresh what you're thinking about. You can put some fresh air in your brain. And that quote is by your nurse, Bert Harley. Many years ago, I fell upon an interesting metaphor on how to deal with this thing called life. The metaphor is Control, Alt, Delete. And if you're familiar with the PC or like just Windows, period, I'm sure you are. Anytime Windows hangs and gets stuck, we do the three-finger salute. We hit Control, Alt, and Delete, and we bring up the Startup Manager, from which you can end the program or the process causing the hang. And to give you a little history on Control, Alt, Delete, the designer of Control, Alt, Delete, name is David Bradley. He originally used Control, Alt, Escape, but he found that it was too easy to bump the keyboard and to reboot the computer accidentally using one hand, hence the birth Control, Alternate, Delete. You can press Control, Alt, Delete to stop the malfunctioning operation, and this same principle can be applied when you want to interrupt your life or interrupt the undesired things and events that are happening to you right now. And Bill Gates said that the 3 buttons were a mistake, but I don't think so. Those 3 buttons, they can create a breakthrough. They're just so phenomenal if you sit there and just think about it. Control, Alt, Delete. What if I can just take control of my life by taking an alternative route and just deleting the things and stuff that you're participating in that does not mean you well and does not take you to another level. So we're going to start with control. What are some things that come to mind when you hear control? The things that I think of when I hear the word control is Janet Jackson, control, fear, the lack of trust, disappointment, rebellion, rebuttal. Those are all the things that I think of when I hear control. And control is defined, according to dictionary.com, control is defined as the power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. But let's be realistic here. Do you think you can try to control others? And if you try to control others and you find your happiness, you think you can find your happiness in controlling others, you got it all wrong. You need to think about it again. Because in order for you to even have a small influence on others, you have to control yourself. You have to have control of your life. When I say yourself, I mean your whole self. And your whole self, physically and spiritually, those are two important things. Physically and spiritually, you just got to have it together. And of course, you're not going to get like that overnight. So don't expect it. It takes time, patience, and a ton of focus and unwavering desire to succeed. You have to take control of your life and not allow life's demands to dictate the next step. You have more power. You have to give yourself credit and look in the mirror every day. That's what I do. I say affirmations every day. And by me saying affirmations, I am taking control of my life. And my affirmations start with I am. Because whatever you put after I am will come. It will come into fruition if you want it to. But you have to speak it, and you got to work for it as well. But when you think of your life, and when I think of my life as a square with 4 equal sides. You have the mental, the spiritual, the physical, and the social side. So all 4 of those are sides of a square, and a square is one balanced shape. If you have one side longer than the other, it's not balanced. And the same goes for your life. If you are doing too much in one area, the other will go lacking. So you got to figure out, how can I gain my balance? And after this call, I want you to sit there and take an inventory of your life to see if you're really balanced. Draw a square on just a plain piece of paper and label each side with label it with mental, spiritual, physical, and social. And write down the amount of time that you spend in each area. This will serve as a reality check to see what you are actually doing and where you are investing your time. Because I guarantee you, if you're doing too much in one area, some other area is going lacking, and you're going to have issues. So you have to evaluate and take an inventory to see where you're spending your time. You may say you want to be greater than the day before, but you really got to know, where is your time going? But as Dr. Seuss said, and of course I'm a teacher, so I go back to Dr. Seuss. He says, only you can control your future. Most importantly, you must understand that you can't attack the problem from one side alone. If you are to take control, then you must do it from all angles. So you need to look at all of the sides of the square to see if you are balanced, what is going on in your life. And next, we have alternate. If you want to gain control over your life, you have to identify and change what has been working against you. And that's so important, because you can't say, I want to go to the next level, when you don't know what works and what does not work. And you have to be honest with yourself. I don't care if it's your family, your friends, your job, or anything. You have to be able to identify and call it for what it may be. It is time to live an alternative lifestyle. And when I say alternative lifestyle, I am not talking about your sexuality. So don't think that. But what I mean here is, you don't have to be mediocre. And an alternative lifestyle is a lifestyle diverse in respect to mainstream ones, are generally perceived to be outside the cultural norms. You don't have to live the lifestyle that society has set. You don't have to do that. You can set your own norms. Be who you want to be. But you don't have to sit there and try to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to. Live that alternative lifestyle. Like, if you want to sit there and have that Beyonce body, you can't keep doing what you enjoy. You can't eat chocolate cake after 12 o'clock. And, man, you can't sit there and say, I want to be built like The Rock. You're going to have to go hit the gym and sweat and cry, too, because you have to put in work. You have to live an alternative lifestyle. You can't do what everybody else is doing. And most of the time, the things that we enjoy doing the most brings us the most pain in the long run. Just like I remember my aunt used to say, if you hang around 6 begging people, you will make the not-so-lucky number 7. Because 99% of the world complains about that 1% of the people that take nearly a quarter of the nation's income. But do they consider, instead of complaining, just do what the 1% do? The 99% should consider that the 1% takes the alternative route to be extraordinary. The 1% wakes up early, eat healthy food, work out daily, spend hours doing professional development, and they go out and do things for other people and don't expect anything in return. And so my charge to you is, tomorrow, go out and do something, because you are going to be that 1% if you're already not. Go out to do something. Go out and do something for other people, and don't tell anybody. Just do it and walk away from it. And watch, your day will go better just by that simple action. And if you go on and just do these things, change your lifestyle, live that alternative lifestyle, you'll see the people who are working for you. You'll see the people who are working against you, because when they see you changing, either they're going to support you or try to keep you in that holding pattern where you are. You can't allow anyone to have that power over you. Mary Kay Ash said, for every failure, there is an alternative course of action. You just have to find it. And when you come to a roadblock, take a detour. When I first read that quote, I was like, why should I have to take a detour? I should just go through it. But sometimes that detour can be that alternative route that will get you to the point where you're trying to be, if it's meant for you. And lastly, we have delete. You have to just sit there and cast all the dead weight into the sea. Don't dwell on anything that is bad. Don't worry about your bad experiences. Don't think about what you have done in the past. Of course, you can learn from them, but don't sit there and feel bad. Use those things as a life lesson and future guidance. And in the words of Donna Karen, delete the negative, accentuate the positive. Don't worry about the negativity that's going on around you. Don't worry about what you have done in the past that may come back and hunt you. Focus on what you're doing good. When you start off your day, start off with the positive. When someone calls you with negativity, just say, I don't have time for it. So you have to delete them. Even if you have to go as far as deleting their numbers out the phone, delete their numbers out your cell phone. It's okay. So when they call, you can be like, who is this? And it is what it is. And we all have bad habits, and we have attitudes that we know we need to address. We got to remove those too. But if you need to let go or regret, do it. If you need to forgive someone, do it. Release that rejection. Just release it. And this call, I hate to end it early and quick, but my throat is really bothering me. But before I end this call, I want you to know that it will be posted on social media. I will give you the callback number as well. But I would like to end with this poem, Invictus, by William Henley. My grandmother taught me this at the age of 7, and it's very strong. It is out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And family, it is time for you to go out and refresh your life. Hit Control, Alt, Delete. And I urge you to share this call with others. I will be posting the replay up tomorrow on all of my social media. And next week, it will be the full 30 minutes. And we will have a different number to call, so be on the lookout for that. We will discuss the 7 ways to transform disappointment into success. So we're going to take what we have done in our past, these disappointments, and we're going to transform them. And I will teach you how to share your disappointments with others, because that could very well be your ministry. Love you all. Thank you for calling in, and have a great night.